Hi guys. Okay, so making some progress. The bottom part of the exhaust, well, the bottom sheet we'll call it, put the 45-degree cut on one end. This end I'm going to leave long because this is where the sill's going to go, so I'll cut it to fit once it's underneath the car. I've scored some lines, which you can't quite see, there's one there, to give me my spacing for the verticals. I'm just using some box section to hold it at 90 degrees. Again, I want to do this nice and quick. I don't want to go crazy fussing over this because you're not going to see any of this. So that's what I'm going to use as my guide for 90 degrees. I've done a dot every 2 inch. So I'm going to tack weld it on alternate sides every 2 inch. And I'm going to just make sure that it follows that score mark as we go down. I don't want to put too much heat into it because it will warp. And I want it to be strong so that in years to come it doesn't like rattle loose and then you've got a vibrating exhaust. Do not want that. First bit of welding done. So this is the bottom section. The verticals welded in place. I'm going to do the top. I'm going to drill holes on these lines that I've marked. I do maybe a 4mm hole, something like that, every 2 inch. And then I'm going to just weld through the hole to the top of this piece. And then, fingers crossed, that should give me a good connection, a good fit, a good weld. And then I've just got to put the side pieces on. And you can see what I mean by, this is going to be, well, once I cut the other end, this will be what the tip looks like. So I've got, it's almost a 30cm wide exhaust tip. It's going to be 1 inch tall. So it should look pretty damn cool. And it's surprising how strong that is. It's going to be heavy. It probably should have gone for 1mm instead of 1.5. Or like, but anyway, whatever. So yeah, we'll carry on, do some more. So I have the top plate is cut and drilled, as you can see. So it's now the right shape. I've drilled these holes in the top, and you can see that the vertical is just underneath that hole there, all the way down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spot weld. I'm going to fill these holes with weld and make sure that I get a good sort of grip on the vertical piece underneath, and then I'll just grind them flat, and that'll get me a bit of strength in it, and then I can start doing the side pieces. Right, let's crack on. Okay, that bit's done. So tacked on, just ground them back, as you can see there, and it's actually got quite a good grip of it, so I'm happy with that. Now the next job is going to be going to put these side pieces on. So these should so I need to obviously put it in position, but that will be welded on there like so. So I'll crack on with that, and then we can start doing the collector. There we go guys, so welded on that edge, just tacked it on, the side piece, and I've done the same for that side as well. So now I need to seam weld all of these edges, and then I'm going to grind them back so it's like a nice radius. This is actually going to be where the collector is, underneath the car, but I'm going to cut that end at 45 degrees. So that's what you'll get sticking out the side of the car, but it's going to be like flush with a sill. So it should look pretty damn cool. And I might, if needs be, sort of put in a a piece of metal above it, just so that it's flush with sill, because the sill's got a radius on it. So just put that on it, or cut that down obviously, but put a piece on it like that. So okay, right, we shall carry on. Okay, the collector, as I'm calling it, is done. Oh, it's tack welded together. Give you a bit of an idea of what I'm going for. So exhaust gas is going into this square box, and then they'll go into the flat pipe, and then once it's on the car, once it's in the right position, I'm going to cut this at the correct place. So this is all going to be waste. It's only going to be about that long, which is still a long way, but it should just come out just in front of the rear wheel. I still need to finish seam welding this. I'm just doing it in stages so it doesn't get too hot. And then I'm going to, what I've done is I've left an edge, I call it, so that I can fill it with weld, and then I can grind it smooth. So it'll be nice. It'll be a smooth radius. It'll be nice and neat. And then I'm going to hopefully get this powder coated as well. And same with this. I'm going to seam weld all this, and then grind it back so it's nice and smooth. Just pull that off there. So now, in an ideal world, this would be like a cone shape, so that it funnels the gases into this letterbox bit. But for this is first effort, first prototype. I'm sure that'll be enough. I mean, gas flow wise, there's more volume here than there is in that 57mm hole. So there's no restriction. It's just turbulence maybe. But anyway, going on a bit too much about it. I'm also going to just add a bit more weld to these fins. I don't want them breaking loose, so just tackle those a bit better, especially on the top. And then I will carry on. Okay.